Right. Hi, everyone. It's Sherry from Sip and Think with Sherry. Thank you for joining me this evening. And right now, I am also going live. I'm trying to go live while I am on TikTok as well, which is kind of interesting. So, this is going to be somewhat of a challenge for me, which kind of goes with um, the title for today's live. Why some people need struggle to feel alive. So I decided, listen, if you're going to go live and feel alive, why not struggle in front of everybody? Why not, instead of just doing a YouTube stream, why not challenge yourself and do a TikTok live stream as well? I don't know much about TikTok live. I've only done it a couple of times, but at the same time, I am also going to do my Sip and Think live on my YouTube channel. Yes. Yep. I have my headphones on. These are my AT&T or McDonald's drive-through or Starbucks drive-through, whichever drive-through you like to go to. Wendy's, Chick-fil-A. Who else has a drive-through? I have no friggin' idea. I'm kind of like old school, back to that, like AT&T. How may I help you? So this is what I'm using right now. Hopefully, I am using it correctly, where I am hands-free and I am streaming on YouTube. At the same time, I have my cell phone on a stand, and that is connected to my little pink microphone. So I do hope it is working. If it's not, I'm going to hold on. I just got to get it closer, and I'm going to click it, and it turns green. Hopefully it works better for you. Me with microphones, if you watch a lot of my stuff, you'll be like, Sherry and her microphones. Microphone check, my microphone check. Why do I keep the blue on there? I don't know. Maybe I should take it off. Is that better? Should I take the blue off? Or should I put it back? Like, what's the purpose of the blue tape on there? I have no idea. I don't know. Does it mean the mic doesn't work or does work? I have no idea. You let me know. If you have this system, you let me know. This is the wireless lavalier microphone. Microphone check. So support 1 to 2. So this is what we're doing. We're doing 1 to 2 lives at once, right? All right, let's get back to why some people need struggle to feel alive. I myself am a culprit or a victim of it. Who knows? But, why always make things 10 times harder, Sherry, when you really don't have to? Why? I have no idea. Maybe that's why I'm drinking, out of my complicated beauty mug. Struggle creates identity. Maybe that's how Sherry gets her identity, is by struggling. Or if she's not struggling, is she creating struggle so that she feels like she can be somebody, So basically, there are hard periods in life that often give people purpose, structure, community, a story to tell. And without struggle, some people feel directionless. Most people that know me would probably say Sherry lives off of chaos and struggle. I don't, but for some reason I attract it. Or it's that I'm at peace and my energy is there to help those who are struggling and in chaos. So, you just never know. Struggle is all around us. However, it really comes down to the mindset, because what I struggle with is different than what my husband struggles with. Like, things that I flip out or have to try to go through in my mind and deal with on a daily basis, to my husband is just kind of like, why are you tripping over that? Like, seriously, like, you don't need to trip over that. So what? Let it go. Maybe that's my issue. I don't know how to let it go. And maybe that not letting go causes chaos and struggle for Sherry, which is why I'm suffering from psoriasis right now. I go back to the foot doctor next Wednesday. Maybe I'll still be on the cream. Maybe they're going to give me injections. Maybe they're going to give me oral. I don't know. And do you really need to know about my struggle with psoriasis? This is the first time that I've ever had psoriasis. Not only that, it's now on my thumb. And it's an autoimmune disease, and it's eating my skin, my new skin that's trying to heal over the raw skin. And it hurts, it's painful. But you know what, Sherry? You must thrive off of this stress. Because I mean, seriously, like, why else would your body have psoriasis, you know? I mean, does anyone else suffer from psoriasis? Or is it just me? Did I make this all up in my head? I mean, I couldn't have because I've been dealing with it for over 6 months now. Then I thought it was medication that I was taking because I started two new medications in the fall. One I started in November and the other I started in December. And that's when I started having these issues. Or did I really have these issues way beforehand? Because they told me that it's genetic, but they also said that stress triggers it. So, where is my stress coming from? Is it coming from the struggle, the purpose? It's giving me a story to tell. Does it make me feel alive that my flesh is eating my flesh? Like, seriously, does anyone know what that feels like? Anyway, so let's keep going. All right, here we go. Struggle gives life a clear narrative. So during difficult periods, life can suddenly feel simple. I know how to maneuver through stress and chaos. I do. I do. I can definitely write a book. I can probably write multiple books. I can have a series going on, right? With the struggles and the chaos that has been caused in my life, whether through my own doing, through the people around me's doing, through life in general, through growth. During difficult periods, life can subtly feel simple for me. Survive, improve, escape, prove something. There's clarity in hardship. When life finally becomes stable or peaceful, some people feel strangely lost because there's no longer an obvious mission driving them. Now, I can tell you when I've been sitting for too long or resting for too long, I feel like I'm like, oh my God, Sherry, what are you doing? You must be lazy. You need to get out of bed. You've missed the sunshine. How dare you rest? How dare you get sick, Sherry? How dare you? You have something you need to get done. You don't have time to rest. Oh, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Our body tells us when it's time to rest. So the hard thing for me has been telling myself I need to rest. I need to take it slow. I need to chill out. I need to cool. You know what? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But I feel that if I'm calm, I'll sleep. I'll just sleep. I'll just sleep. Nothing will get done. But I don't know how in my head to not want to get things done. So I start these projects. I try to get them done. I run into problems when I'm working on them. And then I'm like, it's like literally, I have one project in the yard with the wood and the fire pit area. I have my gardening project. I have my shed project. I have my basement project. I have my bathroom project. I have my bedroom. I have my closet. I have my work project, my car project, my kid project, the camping project, the TikTok project, the Sherry's Dreamcatcher project, the complicated beauty project, right? Complicated beauty, yeah. See the beauty through the chaos every single day. That is me. That is me. It's so simple. How can you not see it? Okay, let's keep going. So Pain can become identity. Over time, struggle can stop being something happening to a person and start becoming who they are. Let me repeat that. Pain can become identity. Over time, struggle can stop being something happening to a person and start becoming who they are. So it's becoming their identity. Examples: the broke artist, the overworked student, the person who's always healing, the one who went through the worst. Maybe I'm all of those. But depending on what my day is and what I'm going through, how I feel, what my health is, what my bank account is, who I'm around, what's my environment, what is the weather like, will determine this identity. So after carrying pain long enough, letting go of it can feel unsettling. So that could be a reason why I struggle with letting go. If I let go of something that is bothering me so bad, Sherry, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Be at peace with it. Your kids want nothing to do with you. You've never met your grandkids. You cry over it and cry over it. It's been 2 years. You should just be grateful that you're alive. You should just be grateful that you have a roof over your head. I don't know why you're crying. I don't know why you're complaining about this. You know, Maybe those are so simple, Sherry. Like, oh my God, I can't believe someone like you would cry that you've never met your grandkids. Like, that is totally bizarre to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so unsettling, but yet you keep putting yourself through that pain over and over and over again. And you cried for 2 years straight over it. Not only do you grieve your son who is still alive, but you grieve the dream of being a grandmother and watching your son become a father and watch and meeting your granddaughters for the first time and being in their life. But you, Sherry, you should not take that on. You should let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Maybe, Sherry, you need to accept that you were not allowed to be a grandmother. Maybe. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to not think that it's the worst thing ever. Maybe that's why I have psoriasis, my stress. I'm holding it in. My body is trying to get rid of it and be like, hey, you know what? Just be glad you have 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 arms, 2 hands. I don't know. My foot right now and my thumb, I might lose a finger, I might lose a foot. Right now, I got to take care of Sherry. You know what I mean? So maybe Sherry does need to let this stuff go, you know? But who knows? You know? Maybe I should continue to be a victim of it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say or what else to do, you know? You know? Or maybe the trauma of, your son's in the military or your brother-in-law died of an overdose and you found him dead. And Sherry, you should let that all go. Deal with it. Deal with it, Sherry. Oh my goodness, your dog died in front of you? Wrapped himself around the wire and he died right in front of you, Sherry. You must love all that chaos. Oh, yes, yes. I'm not making this up. This is real things that have happened, But is what has happened to me worse than what's happened to other people? In my mind, no. In my mind, I feel that there are things that are happening to people that it's worse for them. So I need to be grateful and hopeful. I still cry, I still tear down, I hold it in, I got to be strong. Maybe I need to let go of being strong, you know? Maybe that's what I need to do. Yeah. I shouldn't be so strong, you know? Maybe I wouldn't have so much stress if I didn't care so much. Maybe I shouldn't be a loving person, you know? But maybe pain is my identity. Maybe people only know Sherry is, growing through pain, you know? It's not that I like search for it, but I can tell you when I finally get rest and I finally feel at peace and like the real Sherry comes out of the shell because she's not in survival or protective mode, she's looking for something to do, a new project to start, you know? All right. A person may start wondering, who am I without the struggle story? Who am I without the struggle story? Who are you, Sherry? Do you need to have pain and struggle and hurt to be somebody? Community through shared struggle. People often bond deeply through hardship, toxic workplaces, heartbreak, addiction recovery, intense training, family struggles. Even when the experience is painful, the sense of belonging can feel meaningful. Well, like attracts like, you know? So, what happens when, you're in one group and things start happening to you and the people around you can't resonate with you because they've never gone through anything you've gone through? So, you start reaching out for help, and help is brought to you into your energy by putting it into the universe because you're crying for help because the people around you who haven't gone through any of that trauma that you've gone through do not know how to give advice or do not know how to talk about, what they're feeling or what I could do. A lot of people like to give their 2 cents and opinions about things, but have they really gone through it? Or is it that they've really gone through it and they're like, "Hey, I just wanna give you some insight, Sherry. Like, when I was going through my situation, the way that I coped was I did this, and then I reached out to so and so and did that." So having resources or somebody to talk to is really good. Um, People relate because, there's always gonna be a toxic workplace, right? Or you've worked at one. Maybe you're in a great workplace, but when you were growing up as a teenager, you were working and it was toxic, or the environment that you were in was toxic. So there's some commonality. Heartbreak. I mean, everybody goes through heartbreak at least one point in their life, whether, it's like a failed marriage, relationship, births, deaths, you know, everyone experiences heartbreak. So what that heartbreak is may be different to each individual, right? Addiction recovery. Listen, I addiction does not necessarily mean drugs. Addiction could be anything you have an addiction to, like streaming games could be an addiction. Addiction recovery. I'm sure it means here from my notes here, yes, I go to Chat GPT. I say, this is what I want to do. Help me structure it out. Okay, that's what I do. That's what I do. And I'm probably sure some of you do that too. It's like a commonality. All right. So I have friends that as I get older, they were heavy alcoholics and now they work out, they don't drink, but they enjoy their life and they're still in addiction recovery, but they're still considered an alcoholic, you know. But I'm at an age where I'm drinking less and less. I wouldn't say I'm an alcoholic. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I have no idea. But I can relate to at my age now. I'm like, yeah, working out sounds really cool. It sounds real good to get those endorphins up. Plus, Sherry, you probably need it. Like you're over the hill, you're overweight, you're obese, you've got psoriasis now, you're on cholesterol meds, like your husband's on blood pressure meds. Like, come on, girl, you really need to take care of yourself. Intense training. Yeah, intense training. Is that like a school course? Is that online? Is it doing multiple things at once, trying to learn and like getting like stuck with the execution or the comprehension of what it is you're trying to do? And then at the same time that you're trying to learn like a new skill or a new app, especially like on the cell phone, like tonight I'm doing like TikTok live at the same time that I'm live streaming on um, YouTube. This is the first time for me to do that. I know I have to try it and I have to do it, but is that intense training for Sherry? Am I putting myself through that? Am I creating the chaos to struggle through that? I mean, yeah, dive deeper into it, girl. Keep it going, girl. All right, family struggles. I don't know one person on this planet that does not have a family struggle. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah. Even when the experience is painful, the sense of belonging can feel meaningful. Shared pain, shared trauma. I knew you were going to say that. But, anyways, yeah, it's a trauma bond. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I guess so. Sweet cakes. All right. So, sometimes people unconsciously return to familiar struggle because it reconnects them to identity, purpose, or community. So that's part of why we may not be able to heal is because one, we can't let go, and two, we like being around familiar, right? We're only going to grow if we step out of our familiar and go, go towards the uncomfort zone or step out of the comfort zone is what I'm trying to say, right? Because if you're in your comfort zone, you know who you are. You know your identity, right? A lot of people question themselves. Who am I? Why am I here? How do I get out of this chaos? Every time you try to get out of something and then you feel like it keeps pulling you back, right? Is that the higher power testing you? Or is that your conscience testing you? Right? When peace feels unfamiliar, it's scary, it's fear. Some people become so used to emotional chaos that calmness starts to feel empty. Yeah. I've gone into a depressive state when I became an empty nester. And it's hard pulling yourself out of it. But I had to find a purpose. I had to give myself something to do. I had to realize that people have free will. So their decisions to do certain things um, are different than the way that I would do things. And I had to come to the realization and accept that Sherry, you're fine alone. You're fine by yourself. You can find other things to do. You don't need somebody to tell you that you're doing okay. I had to say that to myself because I got my faith from the higher power. However, I think to help others along in their journey and their purpose is to give them an encouragement and empathy. The struggle is when you do help people and you're seeing things from an outside perspective, and the individual that's in the situation can only see what's going on within the hamster wheel. It's unless they take themselves out of that hamster wheel that they get a better picture of what they're doing and what's going on. I get frustrated, especially when it's people that I care about. And I sometimes have foresight, and I'm trying to tell them, and I get very passionate about it, and I'm very emotional about it. I have to learn to step back and say, you know what? They don't want my help. They don't want my foresight, And Sherry, just because you did it this way doesn't mean that they're going to do it that way. But if you say it, they may hear it and they may put their own twist on it. Um, but yeah. When peace feels unfamiliar, some people become so used to emotional chaos that calmness starts to feel empty. No crisis, no urgency, no emotional extremes. Didn't they say having some stress is actually good? There's good stress and there's bad stress. My stress just tends to be to the extreme where now my body is eating my flesh. So that's, it just Sherry, you got to let some of this stuff go. You can't hold on to it. You need to have a great balance. Yes, I understand that. Yes. Yep. Um, silence. Silence is hard. I believe it's hard for people. Silence can force people to confront themselves in ways struggle never did. Yep. I really believe that through the COVID pandemic, a lot of people were forced to confront themselves that hadn't in a long time. Um, as far as a discussion question, do some people sabotage stability because struggle makes them feel more alive? I will tell you that I believe I am an individual who has sabotaged my stability as I've grown. And that's probably out of fear and not being able to step out of the comfort zone, only sticking with what's familiar. Only did I grow when I was able to actually step out of that familiar zone and learn and try something new. But I had to not be afraid to try something new. It was okay to be mocked. It was okay to laugh at myself. It was okay to not look pretty, to not be like, the stick model. I'm overweight. I wish I could be less weight. Of course, I can do Wegovy and all that. I have a prescription for it, but I really don't want to take that. I just, for some reason, I just, to me, I already have intestinal issues. I don't want to mess with my intestines anymore. So if my gut's not good, the rest of my whole body is not good. So I'm working naturally on trying to cure myself other than doing it the fast way. Would I do surgery? Who friggin' knows? If I had the money, maybe I would do the surgery. Liposuction myself right out of it. But I have a problem. I like food too much. I like food too much. You know, I'm a picky eater, yes, but I like food too much. I don't know. I've only done it like the shots like twice, but I didn't like how I felt. And honestly, I work too much that I can't be around people all day, like, 8 to 10 hours a day and not feel okay, So, it's not like I get weekends off and holidays off and all this stuff. I'm constantly working. I'm constantly creating struggle. I'm constantly in chaos. So now what we tend to do with our sipping things is we have some cards that I've picked for you, right? So first cards that we're going to go to is listen, bitch, right? So listen, bitch. These are affirmation cards, okay? Self-help cards. Yes, I need to help myself not struggle and be chaotic, right? Listen, bitch, if it's a showerless, stay in bed all day type of day, that's okay. So that is your listen, bitch card. Okay. As far as Your daily positive thoughts and affirmation, I had pulled out, I am evolving, learning, and growing every single day. Now, I do shuffle these cards, and I shuffled them before I got on here. It was difficult because my thumb has psoriasis and raw skin. So, unless I go and get some bandages and start wrapping it up, I decided I was going to shuffle the cards beforehand. And these are the cards that I'm reading to you that popped out while I was shuffling them. Okay. So, when it comes to your daily positive thoughts and affirmation, I am evolving, learning, and growing every single day. This is a perfect example. I am doing a TikTok live at the same time that I am YouTube live streaming for Sip and Think with Sherry. Okay. With this card, it says, what does personal growth mean to me? Right now, learning something new, trying something new, working to get over the fear, letting go of stress. The more I let go of stress and get rid of things, the more I'll be able to receive from the universe the good things that I'm looking for. What is the value in learning and growing every day? It stimulates your brain, the neurons in your brain. How does this make me feel? It makes me feel educated. It makes me feel great. It's like nutrients to a plant. Am I satisfied with the level of personal growth this past year? Yes, I am. I really feel I have grown. And in fact, if you go to Sherry's Dreamcatcher, my business journal, we set a 2026 plan in place that I am following. And right now we're in Q2 and month 2. So we have done how many Sip and Thinks this year? January, February, March, April, and now this makes the 5th Sip and Think that we've done this year. Very proud of myself. If I'm not proud of myself and my personal growth or satisfied with it, what can I do to change this? So, with anything, when you reflect, like when I go back and I reflect when I do my recap, I'm going to look at what worked and what didn't. I'm going to adjust. I'm going to navigate. Maybe try this angle, maybe try that angle, maybe try this social media, maybe try that one, So, as I grow, I'm opening the door to more doors, right? Which area of my life would I like to be 5% better? Right now, I would like for my skin to stop eating itself and heal because we are getting into summertime. I like wearing sandals and shoes. I'm right now not able to get a pedicure. I am waiting. I go to the doctor next week. Please help me heal. Maybe I need to go put it in the ocean, you know? Let's see. What would this look like? Oh, I just told you. I'd be able to wear shoes. I'd be able to go get a pedicure. I'd be happy. I'd feel happy. Maybe this happened to me so that I could feel grateful for having 2 feet and blessed with 2 feet. Yeah. Footprints in the sand. That's what this reminds me of. Footprints in the sand. Yeah, Sherry, when you get so stressed and you only see one set of footprints in the sand, yep, wasn't it the higher power or God telling us that's when I carried you? So I'll have to look up the poem. I haven't read it in a while, but that's what this is reminding me of. How can I make this a priority? It is a priority. It really is. Healing my body and getting it to understand it does not need to eat itself. It is definitely a priority for me. I'm doing that by every single day trying to tackle one project at a time. That's what I'm doing. Okay. How can I choose to see opportunities for growth in every part of my day? How can I choose? Every day is a choice. Everything I do is a choice. If I get to a point where it's not a choice, that's where the anxiety starts kicking in because it's like, "Mm, I can't keep moving forward if I'm stuck at a wall and can't do this, can't do that." So I have a choice. I can either go towards the wall or try to find another way around the wall. And that's what I'm doing, right? So every single day in 2026, I try to find a way to release my stress, heal myself, enjoy my day, learn, and share it with everyone, not just the people I love, but with everybody. Okay. Um, that's what I'm doing. So that's your daily positive thoughts and affirmation. I am evolving, learning, and growing every single day. It's okay if you only do it for an hour. Okay. Me, I choose, it's my choice. I choose every day. Mind you, I do know that some days I might get sick or some days I might get pulled in different directions, but ultimately, Sherry, it's your choice. Okay. Next card. So I have love bombs too. I like to spread love and joy. I like people to have fun. I like them to heal as well. Right. So first card that I had pulled out from my shuffling, okay, which I appreciate you for understanding that I'm healing, right? It's a privilege to work with you. We were talking about toxic workplaces and people being able to kind of talk with each other or bond with each other over that, right? So when two people have, something similar, maybe in the workplace, they feel like, hey, it's a real privilege to work with you because you get it, you understand what I mean, right? Yeah. So, or maybe it's a pleasure to work with you or privilege to work with you right here on TikTok live or YouTube streaming live. Who knows, right? Or maybe it's a partnership, or maybe it's like a mother child relationship, or maybe it's a grandchild and a grandmother, or maybe it's an aunt or a nephew, and, or a niece and an uncle and aunt, so it's a privilege to work with you. Like I was out yesterday working with my youngest son on his project. I to me was grateful. I was still in my work clothes and in my dress and in my sandals, but it felt really good to be out there doing something with him together. And I felt like, you know what, son? It's a privilege to work with you right now on this project. Pretty proud, and I enjoy it. My next love bomb kindness card is you're always there for me. I really appreciate it. I don't know if you can see that. You're always there for me. I really appreciate it. You know, maybe there's someone out there that needs to hear it. You're always there for me. I really appreciate it. Sometimes people just want to know somebody's there for support. They don't even have to say anything. They could be sitting next to each other and not say anything at all. So, those are your love bombs. Okay, now let's go to this is the impact deck, right? So the impact deck is a tool for showing up and stepping up, okay? Different colors mean different things. So the three that I have, one is affirmations. I give myself space to grow and learn. I really did shuffle these, but you know, you didn't see me do it, so make up your own mind. Actions, okay? Get something off your chest in a loving way. Maybe I got some things off my chest tonight by going live with you, right? And reflections. What do you need to know to make the decision you've been putting off? So that these are for you. These are your own reflection cards, right? Your own impact cards. Take them how you see them for yourself. So it's asking you to reflect, what do you need to know to make the decision you've been putting off? Maybe that's the step in the healing, the choice, getting over the fear, out of the comfort zone, moving forward, growing, building your savings account, going on a trip, whatever it is. There's something that you've been putting off and you need to make a decision about. Usually, those are the tough decisions that we have to make. We usually hold off to the very last minute or till we can't hold on to it any longer and we have to deal with it. And then once we deal with it, then we know which direction we can go in, right? So those are your impact cards. All right, let me move these out of the way because now we're going to get into the affirmators. These are my affirmators, and these are my love and relationship affirmators. Now, I did shuffle them, but if it makes you happy, I will shuffle in front of you. Don't worry, I will put myself through pain and shuffle with my thumb and my raw skin out. I don't have an automatic shuffler. That is a great idea. I could get one. I do like to show products, and I make commissions off them too when I do Amazon affiliate links. That would be a good one. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion of getting the yeah, that's really good. Getting the automatic shuffler. Yeah, okay. Perfecto. I love it. 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 All right, so let's see here. The ultimate potential. So these are my standard affirmators. Ultimate potential. It's so cute. It's a giraffe with headphones up in the clouds with a rainbow. I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. Like-minded, right? Tuning into this frequency, I now reach higher heights than I ever thought possible. Knowing that's an option, why would I have ever tuned into anything else? I'm looking at you, smooth jazz and talk radio. I'm smiling because I can totally see you now going in that direction. But the ultimate potential. I don't know. Look at the giraffe. His neck is above the clouds. And he's got a rainbow. All right. Do you want me to pull another one from the standard affirmators? I will do that. Yep. Ooh, see how I couldn't? Ooh. Get centered. When it gets to be too much, whatever it is, I close my eyes and return to my center. In my center, I have the wisdom and tranquility of, it says favorite animal, giraffe, holding a rainbow, floating through space on a cloud. I'm taking these and filling these in. Obviously, I have these lines and I'm filling them in with what popped out from the giraffe. So I'm putting two and two together, okay? But as far as getting center, getting balanced with yourself, right? Remember, I said, Sherry, you're overly stressed, which is why you have your skin is flesh eating you, your autoimmune disease, you need to get some balance, girl. You need to let go of some chaos. You can't hold on to that chaos. You may thrive in chaos, right? because Sherry sees the beauty through the chaos, It's complicated beauty with Sherry. That's a whole nother series. But hey, why'd you have to go make things so complicated? Now I'm gonna shuffle the love and relationship cards. I do try to put the links in here. I'm learning that. That's a learning curve for me as well. But I also do blogs. And so with my blogs, I'll try to add more details, mix and match videos from different social medias. I like that part. It allows me to be creative and use my mind, right? My creativity. Yeah, so. Just interesting. Struggle creates identity, right? Why some people need struggle to feel alive. You're looking at her. You're looking at her. I'm not saying I want to claim that I'm a victim all the time. I prefer not to be if I don't have to be. Granted, there are things that are out of my control, but yeah, there's like everyday struggles, However, nowadays in this world, everyday struggles is different. Now, let me ask you, do you think every decade it's a different set of struggles? I mean, think about it. If you were born in 1938, the struggles that the kids have today or that we have today are not the same struggles that they had in the Great Depression. It's a whole different ballgame, right? Yeah. Think about it. Okay. Tact. I speak and act with care, remembering that impulsive words or a harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. If it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, I'll remind myself that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china, and I might actually be a bull. Then I'll remind myself to stop mixing metaphors. So here, it's a picture of a bull dancing or walking on eggshells. Have you ever gone into a room and felt the energy and just been like, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells? Which kind of brings me back to whether you're talking with someone who's just really feeling miserable about themselves and about life in general, and you're just kind of like, no matter what I say, it could go this way or that way. Maybe I should tiptoe. That's like walking on eggshells. Or the anxiety is so high because you have no idea what the boss is going to say or do. And you're like, oh my God, it's like eggshells around here. Like, I have no idea what to do. If I say the wrong thing to somebody who's like going through a lot. Now, I unfortunately hold a lot of things in. And I have friends that sometimes they do things and I literally will just that's the icing on the cake, and I will fly off the handle. When I fly off the handle, which is having impulsive words and a harsh tone, it can sometimes hurt people. Yes, it can. Do I right now? Am I in a position to apologize? No, I am not. Why? Because I've had enough drama and chaos to the point where my body is eating itself. Do you understand? Do you understand? My flesh is eating my flesh. So, how could I really be apologetic to you when you're causing chaos for me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Yes. So, I may come across like a bull. Yeah. Then I need to remind myself that I don't need to be so mean and I need to stop mixing metaphors. Maybe I'm complicating it for you and turning it in, twisting it, right? Maybe. Who knows? Okay. Yeah. I do know that I've felt like I've been walking on eggshells, like, with people that I've tried to help that just like they don't want my help, but I'm like, I know they need my help. And that's like walking on eggshells. I don't know. My dog barking, is that like totally like confirmation on that? So we'll do one more before we head out for the night. Um, Thank you, everyone who has joined. Thank you. I appreciate it. Whoops, here we go. This one I couldn't put back in. This one says rest. Yeah, you constantly tell me to rest. I take a step away from my stress. You totally watched me try to put that back in there, okay? And then a deep breath. And then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself. Maybe that's what it is, Sherry. I'm able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't, but I try to. And then we can't. And it doesn't, but I did. So it wasn't. Good night. Right? So it's a bird in a nest, light with some books. Its foot on the books. It's got a night hat on, up against the pillow, sleeping with its teddy bear. I don't know if you can see it. Right? Symbolism. I take a step away from my stress. That's what you need to do, Sherry. And then you need to take a deep breath. So, with my PT, my physical therapy that I go to twice a week, I'm learning how to breathe in and out and get the oxygen flowing into my skin and my muscles. And then a crankiness killing nap. Well, basically, I need to like take a nap to kill the crankiness. Is that what it's telling me to do? When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself. And that is true. Getting the nutrients and the health that I need. Yeah. Whether it's emotional, spiritual, physical, intellectual, you know. Once I can, like, if I'm in a real tough situation, yeah, I'll cry at night. I don't want others to have to deal with what I have to deal with. And I'll make sure that I reach out to other resources that I have, which has helped me along the way. Nobody gets anywhere doing things completely on their own. Sometimes you need guidance. Sometimes you just need that support to, say, I'm going to catch you if you fall. But once I do get a good night's sleep or I feel better, especially health wise right now, I'm able to navigate complex situations, not just relationships, situations, in a single bound. Sometimes I'll be like, once I get that rest, I'll be like, I'll tackle this, 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 and this. And then that's off my plate. And then I'm like, I feel good. Now I can go and enjoy myself. But how can you enjoy yourself when you're constantly tackling all these responsibilities, right? And these are responsibilities of needs, not just wants, you know? Yes, confirmation. My dog is barking again, right? When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't. But I try to. And then we can't. And it doesn't. But I did. So it wasn't. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for tonight's Sip and Think with Sherry, Why Some People Need Struggle to Feel Alive. I appreciate all your comments, thoughts, your loves, your likes, and hopefully I'll see you next month. All right, take care. Now, which one do I end first? All right, hold on a second. Maybe I'll do, oh, up here. Okay. And now, okay. And then I'll end stream here.